What Red Bull just did is insane, with Max Verstappen scoring his first position for Red Bull yet again in the recent season against some major players such as Ferrari, and with a fairly good winning percentage so far, Red Bull has come a long way. It's basically come, won, and eventually conquered the tracks this time. In addition, as the team with the motto, nothing good except perfection, they've done a far better job of ensuring the safety of their drivers by providing them with the most secure vehicle possible. And with Max Verstappen driving, there's literally nothing that can go wrong with this amazing team. Want to learn more about their significant victory over Ferrari and the most cutting-edge and safety-assuring design modification in Red Bull vehicles as 2022 approaches? So everyone, stay tuned. Red Bull Racing gradually and steadily came into force and conquered the fields over the past few years, making F1 fans well aware of their incredibleness. For those who are still unaware of this amazing team, Red Bull Racing, also known simply as Red Bull or RBR and currently competing as Oracle Red Bull Racing based in the United Kingdom, is a Formula One racing team that races under an Austrian license. It and Scuderia AlphaTauri are both Formula One teams owned by the Red Bull Gem beverage company, previously Scuderia Toro Rosso. Red Bull Racing has been overseen by Christian Horner since the organization's founding in 2005. Red Bull may be a newer team on the circuit, having been founded in 2005, but that doesn't mean they haven't earned their fair share of victories. This incredible team has won 4 consecutive double world championships, and their drivers have reached the podium a massive 165 times. This has probably been done before, but knowing their history makes it even more astounding. They've made a reputation for themselves in record speed, both literally and metaphorically, as they continue to gather fans from all around the world. It's not altogether unreasonable to give a ton of credit to one of their greatest and most skilled drivers, Max Verstappen, who has been the only cause of so many victories for Red Bull, given the success of the 2022 season thus far. Max is a racing driver who was born on 30 September 2022 and is Belgian-Dutch and the 2021 Formula One world champion. He is the son of former Formula One driver Jos Verstappen, and he drives for Red Bull Racing while representing the Netherlands in the sport. Because he spent more time with his father than with his Belgian mother, Max made the decision to race under a Dutch racing license because he feels more Dutch. Growing up in Maaseik, a Belgian town near the Dutch border, he was always surrounded by Dutch people as a result of his karting activities. Despite starting so early, Max has accomplished several milestones and broken many records over the course of 6 seasons. These include historic achievements, such as becoming the youngest driver to compete in a Grand Prix weekend, the youngest driver to start a race, the youngest driver to score points at age 17, and the youngest driver to win a race, place on the podium, and take the lead lap all before the age of 18. Max has unquestionably excelled this 2022 season, winning nearly every Grand Prix. Newspaper headlines stated that Max Verstappen of Red Bull narrowly won the Canadian Grand Prix in 2022, beginning with a significant triumph. In order to win, Verstappen had to fend off pressure from Carlos Sainz of Ferrari and even Mercedes in the closing laps. In addition, just over a month later, he went on to win the French Grand Prix. Ferrari had the one-lap speed to burn during every practice session, building up to the French Grand Prix, which at first glance didn't look good for world champion Max Verstappen and Oracle Red Bull Racing. However, Verstappen increased his lead in the global championship to 63 points with this victory, which was also his second straight at the Circuit Paul Ricard and gave him his 7th victory of the year. Nobody anticipated it though, and it wasn't even how the Dutchman had intended. A few of the significant victories up ahead included the Dutch Grand Prix and the Italian Grand Prix. Verstappen's previous best finish was 5th in 2018, and in September 2022, he became the first driver to stand on the storied Monza podium. Verstappen began 8th after receiving a grid penalty in Monza along with a number of other drivers, but he advanced to 3rd by the first turn of the second lap. At the start of lap 5, the Red Bull driver then eliminated George Russell in a Mercedes, starting the chase for pole sitter Leclerc in his Ferrari, and not so surprisingly went on to win it in style. Ultimately, Max Verstappen of Red Bull won the Dutch Grand Prix at home in September from pole position for the second time in a row, extending his Formula One lead to a hopping 109 points. At Zandvoort, Mercedes' George Russell came in second, with Ferrari's Charles Leclerc completing the podium and Verstappen earning an extra point for the quickest lap. With 7 rounds left, Leclerc and Verstappen's Mexican teammate Sergio Perez were equal on points, but the Red Bull driver led the victory yet again. Verstappen commented over the team radio after he claimed his 4th consecutive victory and 10th of the year. "They threw everything at us, but we made the right calls. Winning your home Grand Prix is always amazing, and this year I had to work even harder for it. he continued. Although Max has done a fantastic job for the Red Bull team has also done its fair share of work by putting their drivers' comfort and security first while changing and even improving their car designs, even if it meant doing it repeatedly. Due to the revolutionary new technical rules that F1 introduced in an effort to bring the field closer together and improve the racing plus safety, this year's vehicles significantly differ from their predecessors. The new F1 cars are asked to be of completely redesigned aerodynamics with a focus on ground effects, prescriptively formed wings, 18-inch wheel rims, and low-profile tires. In an interactive fan experience, Red Bull on one February afternoon unveiled the first photos of its 2022 design. The RB18 even featured a new title sponsor, Oracle, together with the team's customary color palette and distinguishing logo. Since the RB5, the team has also used a push-rod front suspension and a pull-rod rear suspension. All organizations agreed that this was the appropriate course of action given the laws in place, hence it was regarded as the best solution aerodynamically, surprisingly coming from the Red Bull team. In other words, the team basically flipped the script for 2022, choosing a push-rod arrangement at the rear to make room for the larger diffuser and pull rod at the front of the RB18 after considering the effect of suspension on the new 2022 vehicles. It's important to note the arrangement used to give the car's bib area some compliance while we're talking about sprung pieces. Unlike other solutions, such as a damper, coil spring, or leaf spring, which are used to varying degrees of efficacy up and down the grid, Red Bull's now comes in the shape of a Belleville spring. One of the reasons Red Bull doesn't porpoise and bounce as much as its competitors when compared is the use of a Belleville spring system, which not only enables a compact installation but also may reduce vibration. The performance of the floor and diffuser has received considerably more attention under the new standards, and various areas of its design have gained significance due to its sensitivity to variations in ride height. The complexity of the floor, diffuser, and ancillary parts has also been expanded by the Red Bull team, which has added weight compared to before. Teams are continuously seeking ways to cut weight without sacrificing durability in an effort to speed up lap times. The Monza rear wing, which was previously the size of a skateboard, has been altered to the size of a quarter pipe, along with additional minor adjustments, all focused on ensuring the driver's safety and comfort. To sum up, there is no denying that Max Verstappen is truly amazing. Winning so many races against established champions has undoubtedly said a lot about his talent, but the Red Bull team also deserves praise for being the best and most supportive team around. Formula One is a risky sport, and the fact that Red Bull has repeatedly changed the design of their cars to prioritize the safety and comfort of their drivers says it all. Well, that concludes our video for today. Everyone, thank you for sticking with us. We truly appreciate it. Please leave a like and click the subscribe button on this video. If you wish to receive updates about our channel, make sure to switch on the notification bells. We'll see you next time, but in the meantime, stay safe.